Hi everyone, Karen here, and in today's video I thought that I would show you how I made my patterned paper for the October 2024 sheetload of cards. I have received a few emails requesting this. I had a couple of comments requesting it as well, so I thought I would go ahead and make a video showing you how I did create my patterned paper. Now, if you look back at the October 2024 sheetload of cards, it does ask for you to use 6x6 paper. And that's exactly what I did when I created my pattern papers. So you see there, I do have my 6x6 piece of white cardstock. And here's just showing you again the cards that I did make using my own stamps to create my pattern paper. And I did use color cube number 187 to pick the colors for my patterned paper. And then the stamps that I'm using, I used the Bits and Blooms by Tailored Expressions, and I also used the Plaid Background stamp. Now, to save time on the video, because I am using a background stamp, that's pretty straightforward. So I did go ahead and stamp that off camera. So what I will be showing you in today's video is how I created the floral patterned paper only. I will not be assembling any cards today. Now, what gave me this idea was I participated in the virtual Stamp Joy this past March with Tailored Expressions, and one of the classes we were able to design or create our own pattern paper. And Tailored Expressions has what they call happy half sheets, and they are for sale on her website, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's half sheets where you would design your own pattern paper, and then you can cut them down and you can make multiple sets of cards. So in this session for the Stamp Joy, we were able to make 4 different cards with that pattern paper that we were able to create using this specific stamp set. Now, as I move along through the video, there are some tips, very important tips, that I want to share with you when you are creating your own pattern paper. First, you want to start the stamped patterns, you want to start with the largest image first, and then you'll continue to fill in with the smaller and smaller stamps. You'll want to use an acrylic block like I'm using here, because this allows you to move quickly, and when you're using the red rubber stamps, it ensures a beautiful ink coverage with just one generation of ink, as you see here that I have. Another tip that I highly recommend that you use is you want to think of the shape of a triangle when you're stamping your images on your cardstock. So for example, now when you look at those 3 flowers, I kind of created them in a triangle shape. And then that is how you will go ahead and work on the rest of your stamps. You can stamp a little bit off the cardstock, which you'll see me do, and you can keep it on the cardstock. It's really a variety, and how you want that variety you want to try to fill up as much of the paper as you can. And after I stamp each of the flowers, I do go ahead and show you how that triangle comes into shape. So I finish up with the jelly donut, and then we're going to move into the next size stamp, which is that flower. And I'm going to now bring in the cotton candy ink, and I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to go ahead and find some of that white space, and I'm going to ink my stamp really well, and I'm just going to go around and find the spaces and start stamping that flower in. And again, you want to use that triangle approach. And here you see I have, there's the triangle with those blue flowers. And I'm just going to, again, continue that throughout this process. And again, doing the stamping off as well, because you really want to try to cover as much of that white cardstock as you possibly can. And you want to make sure you have a variety of stamps to do this. Now that I have the floral stamp finished, I'm going to move into that large leaf stamp, and I'm going to be using the dill pickle ink. And again, the same concept here. I'm going to ink up the stamp, and I'm going to now find some more white space and try and fill that in. And you'll see that as the paper is filling up, I am working a lot on the edges and just stamping off a little bit, which is again totally okay. And you can see that by doing that, it is coming along just fine. So I'm just finishing up trying to find these last bits of white space that this stamp will fit on. And once I get this done, then we will move into the next stamp, and that finishes the green leaf. So now I'm going to bring in the hearts that I used in my pattern paper, and I'm going to use the fruit punch for this. Now there are two different heart stamps, and I go ahead and I use both. This one is the single heart, and again just finding more of that white space to place that heart in. And then once that I find that I have enough of the single hearts, you will see me move into the stamp that uses the two hearts, and they're a little bit smaller than this single individual heart stamp. And now that I'm starting to fill up the space, I am definitely working on the edges of the cardstock, which again is totally fine. I'm now just looking to see where I have the white space that I could stamp on. So now I'm going to bring in that double heart stamp, and I'm going to add just a few more of that stamped image onto the cardstock before I move into the last stamp that I want to use. And the Poblano pepper ink that you see there, that was the ink that I used to stamp my plaid background with. I really liked that dark green. I thought it just really popped nicely with the other colors that I used to make the pattern paper. And of course you see me using it here for these little dots on that stamp. So now I'm just going in and I'm going to find more of the white space, try and spread that out, and place them on the cardstock. And I just go in between the flowers, the leaves, the hearts, all that you see there. And I'm just looking for that white space to place those dots on. And again, I do go off the cardstock, which is fine. You can see here how great it looks by stamping on and off the cardstock. Now, this stamp set does come with two sets of stamps where you have those dots. The first one that I just used has more of a collection. It's got like six dots, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use that smaller dot stamp. It's got like 3, I think, on there. So I just go ahead and now I'm just trying to finish finding the rest of the white space and just plugging it in with those smaller dots. And there isn't much space left, as you can see. And I was able to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stamps to create this background. And look in your stash, see what you have, see what you can use, because you can use pretty much a variety of different things to create your own background. Again, just finishing up, getting those last bits and pieces there on the edge. And here I feel that I've got it covered enough, and maybe just 1 or 2 more spots that I see there that I want to get covered before I finish that up. and that is the finished piece of pattern paper. So here you have the complete finished look of what the pattern paper looks like. And then you also have the plaid background. And now what you would do is, once you have everything stamped out and it's all ready to go, you would look at bring back your sheetload of cards instructions and then just follow the cutting guides that Crafty Al has for you, and that will give you the cuts that you need to create your cards. And I hope that this has inspired you to try your own, making your own pattern paper. And until my next video, friends, I hope your day is a crafty day. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.